What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another Western New York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today once again comes from the Mortalis Brewing Company, and they are headquartered in Avon, New York, and this is their Crosby. So this is a double IPA that comes in at 8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just under 3 weeks old. So Western New York Wednesdays have returned after a 1-month hiatus. The last 3 Wednesdays I've reviewed whodunit beers on the channel. So we're back to Western New York Wednesdays because we have no more whodunits, and I've missed the Western New York Wednesday reviews. I really have. So I wanted to review something from Mortalis because it's been almost 6 months since I have done so. But I want to review something that I don't typically review from them, and that's hop forward beers. Most of the reviews from Mortalis on my channel are heavily fruited sours, pastry stouts, things, beers in those type of styles. However, I wanted to review this because, again, it's been a while since I reviewed a hop forward beer from them, and I've had some great hop forward beers from Mortalis. I've had some stinkers. I've also had some cans that were oxidized, but I wanted to review something that was hop forward from them, so I picked this. Shout out to Chris and Kenny over at Brewed and Bottled in Lewiston, New York, one of my favorite local bottle shops. I told them that I was looking to review something from Mortalis for Western New York Wednesday, and they both, without hesitation, said, "Did you have Crosby yet?" So that's why I picked this one up. The hops in here: Idaho 7, Vista and Chinook. What a weird hop combo. What a beautiful hop combo. Now, I love Vista hops. I always get a strong pear character. Fantastic. Idaho 7, very polarizing hop, especially here in the beer tubing community. Joe over at Joe's Arcade despises Idaho 7, while Adam over at Mercy Beers in the UK, he loves Idaho 7. I am more with Adam in that I really do enjoy it, especially when it's in a good hop bill. I usually get like a nice crushed or sweeter pineapple. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Super fresh too, just under 3 weeks old. We have the hashtag proper glassware. Let's crack this one open, get in the glass, see what we got going on here. So I'm hoping that this is more in that realm of, good juice from Mortalis. We will see. So yeah, give it a pour here. Try to generate a decent head if we can here. Something like that. I'm not going to pour it all in. I just want to throw this over here. And I love the label. It's beautiful. It's just hot, like a hop field. I don't know if you can tell. Looks kind of faded, but you go to the back and stuff. It's fantastic. I love it. So throw it over here. Probably, maybe that's the Crosby hop field, I would imagine. Joe, you idiot. So again, hashtag proper glassware makes everything taste better. Right, Joe? Aforementioned Joe. He knows what's up. Anyway, beautiful in the glass. We'll turn it sideways like this. Has this nice like milky orange color. 2 fingers of this, I would say like off-white, almost into a very light tan colored head. Looks somewhat sudsy, somewhat clean, very murky and turbid. Hold it up to light. You cannot see through that. Yeah, it kind of looks like a milky double IPA that you get nowadays. Let's get a nose. I just love it, man. It's sweet crushed pineapple with... It has like just a distinct pear character, but the Chinook's given me this like slightly kind of like resinous pine, like floral pine quality. So it has some of that like old school like IPA, double IPA vibe. Very sharp and like potent, I would say, citrus. Like a zesty orange, a zesty grapefruit. Oh, wow. This smells super fresh. Holy shit. Maybe a touch of a stone fruit, honeydew melon, like a honeydew melon rind, like not super sweet honeydew melon, but like just honeydew, but closer to the rind. Oh, it's beautiful. Touch of dankness. This fucking nose is immaculate. Wow. It's, again, I probably can count on one hand the times I've mentioned like pineapple with pear, especially in a hop forward beer, but Vista always gives me pear. It's like a sweet, like just a sweet, like slightly over-ripened pear. And it melds so beautifully with the Idaho 7, and the Chinook comes in and is like, hey, let's throw a little bit of a dollop of old school on top of everything. It smells fucking great. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Really nice. Really nice. Oh. That's cool. Let me go back. What? I don't know what just happened. That's different. On the palate, on the finish, and like as I let the kind of sip linger, I was getting this straight on authentic, like real citrus character. Like I almost got done like taking a bite of like an orange slice or like a tangerine. It had this like lingering like citrus kind of fruitiness that felt like authentic, like this was brewed with some kind of citrus fruit, not just from the hops. That was cool. Didn't expect that. All right, one more sip. Start talking body and mouthfeel. Buying this is higher side of medium, lower side of full, 8%, really nice. The mouthfeel, mild to moderately carbonated, more approaching moderately, but it does have a smooth, creamy sensation to it. Really nice. It actually has a pretty decent creaminess to it. So body and mouthfeel are really nice. The taste, what I love about this one, and you've heard me say this before, probably over the past couple years, but I'm now in a space where if I get a hazy double IPA like this, I need some sort of substantial dryness or bitterness, and my preference is always bitterness. I do not love super dry beers, but if in a beer like this, I'm okay with it being super dry. However, while this is dry, it has more of a mild to moderate bitterness, more approaching moderate. It's like that floral, piney, kind of slightly resinous bitterness on the finish. Right up front though, tons of citrus fruits. And like I said, there's a good mix of like juicy orange and tangerine, juicy grapefruit, like a ruby red grapefruit, but also the rind, the pith. It's all intertwining. And as I let it linger, like middle of my palate, like it's weird after the sip, like most times on a fish, but middle of the palate, after letting it linger for like 5 to 10 seconds, it gives me a fresh orange or tangerine kind of quality to it, which is really, really cool. So all that citrus goodness at the forefront. There's a little bit of like an underlying like bready malt character, very minute, doesn't really, you don't notice it outside of like the beginning of it. It just kind of, that dissipates. On the second half of the palate, however, there is a honeydew melon rind. There is a crushed pineapple, but not too big. The pineapple is more prominent in the nose. In the taste, it's just kind of like not even a tertiary character. Like it's like the 5th or 6th character. But there's an underlying like stone fruit vibe, like more of like a over-ripened, fleshy like mango. But that honeydew melon rind is really cool on the finish. This one finishes semi to full-on dry, more to the semi-dry side of things. But again, that close to mild moderate bitterness really helps out with that floral resinous pine finish. I forgot it's 8%. You can tell because of the body, the mouthfeel, the intensity of the flavors. Maybe a slight warming in my chest, nothing on the palate. This might be the best hop-forward beer I've had from Mortalis in a hot minute. And instead of just saying hot minute, that might be like the best hop forward beer I've had in like 2 or 3 years from Mortalis. I don't pick a lot of them up because again, not many places sell singles, but they're more places around here are selling singles of Mortalis and other harder to get breweries instead of entire 4-packs. So it's always cool to be able to pick up a single can because I don't know how good it is and I'm not going to pay $20+ to see, especially nowadays where I typically buy mostly singles. But this is really really good. Like I really enjoy this one. That pear quality too, it's more of like a lingering pear quality. So the Vista isn't shining as much. Honestly, the Idaho 7 and Vista, maybe somewhat in conjunction, but like I'm getting more citrusy and like stone fruit and like overripened like fleshy tropical fruits. I would say the pineapple and the pear didn't translate into the taste from the nose as much as I thought, and I'm totally fine with it. Yeah, I mean, there's a slight pear on the finish, and again, a little bit of that crushed pineapple, sweeter pineapple, but they're not prominent notes like they were in the nose. I fucking think this is delicious. Chris and Kenny, you guys were not lying. This is the best Mortalis hop forward beer I've had in a couple of years. I'm glad I picked it up, and maybe I need to pick up more of their hop forward stuff and not just buy, the fruited sours and the pastry stouts and stuff, because this is fantastic. So Crosby from Mortalis, I'm going to give this a low 4.5 out of 5 and go 4.45. This is fantastic. If you think Idaho 7, Vista, and Chinook sounds like a weird-ass hop combo, you are correct. That hop bill is kind of weird, but it just works. And if you are somebody who enjoys hazy beers with some kind of beer bite on the back, I know it sounds so stupid and generic, but it's the truth. Like a lot of these just taste like pure on juice. So to get like an actual beer quality to it, and that's what this brings to the table. I think the Chinook's doing that, floral resinous pine thing on the back of the palate, that almost moderate bitterness. This is kind of what I want to drink nowadays when it comes to this style of beer. So that's why I'm giving it a high score. It's really delicious. And Chris and Kenny they weren't fibbing. Price point, I paid $6 for that can. Not too bad considering they're $22 at a 4-pack at the brewery. So $5.50 a can at the brewery. I paid an extra 50 cents for a single can to try the can instead of buying the entire 4-pack. all day, every day. I'm fine with that. You know, some people are $6 for a double IPA. Yeah, I get it, but for me, that's fine. It's a single. I didn't have to buy an entire 4-pack. Now, $22 4-pack, pretty pricey, but it's a delicious beer. I gave it a 4.45 out of 5, so I'm totally okay with it. And availability is Mortalis. If you get their stuff, you might see this one. They probably don't have a beer finder on their website. They're in Avon. They have a couple other locations, Western New York area, in Rochester, New York, and in Buffalo, New York. But they get around. They do. You'll see them in random states. You'll see them overseas in the UK and in Europe. So I don't know. If you happen upon this in the next, I'd say, 2 or 3 weeks, definitely grab it. Or if they ever rebrew it, grab it. This is fucking dynamite, in my opinion, especially when it comes to Mortalis. Like I said, 8%, can't really tell outside of the body of the mouthfeel. Yeah, I'm going to shut this one down. Again, huge thanks to Chris and Kenny for the recommendation. I did buy a can of their Demi-Hydra Crustables, which is peanut butter and jelly, heavily fruited sour. The Demi-Hydras are like lighter versions of their Hydra beer, so it doesn't have like a crazy amount of like the fruit puree, like remnants. It's not super thick. It's more of like a lighter, easier drinking style of beer, kind of like the Naked Lollipops from Froth. So I bought that. I might review it next week or maybe the week after. I don't like doing back-to-back of the same breweries, but I did buy that, and I'm very curious about that one because I haven't had anything in the Demi-Hydra series, so we'll see. Either next week or the week after I'll review that one, but be on the lookout for that in the future. Anyway, if you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. Appreciate it by stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.